YouTube? This is Vargas XX78, continuing my 8-year Vargas Vault extravaganza. And just like the last video I uploaded, it was a throwback to the very first video that I ever posted on YouTube, which was a game room tour. This time I wanted to recreate and do something that I haven't done in a while. It's a video game review. I haven't really sat down and reviewed a video game in quite a couple of years, actually. But a video review that looking back, I'm happy with the game, which was Second Sight. But back then I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't really know what I'm doing most of the time, but I wanted to do a game review on a video game that I really loved as a kid back on the NES. And if the shirt doesn't give you an idea, what I want to talk about is Batman on the NES. This video game is loosely based on the Tim Burton movie. You can see with the logo and everything. If I don't think there's anyone in the world that doesn't know about Batman, the video game, on the NES. It's an amazing game. It was developed by Sunsoft, who always had some kick-ass music in their games. The graphics were really cool. The play control was tight. But the music is what really got you pumped to play the game, because it has some rocking tunes. All games that were developed by Sunsoft. And it's a damn shame that this company no longer exists, as is the case with a lot of companies that were really good on the NES, like Hudson or Konami. Konami still exists in a way. Actually, Konami absorbed the Hudson licenses, but they haven't done anything with them. And Konami right now is in a really bad state. Capcom's the same thing. Even the notorious LJN, who was really just I found out much later on that they're really just a publisher. They took games developed by other people. Some of them developed by Rare. Yes, the Rare that produced Donkey Kong Country games. But that's gone too. Rare's gone too. It's a shell of what it used to be now under the hands of Microsoft. But going back to Batman the game, like I said, it's loosely inspired on the Tim Burton Batman movie, which is still my favorite Batman movie. I freaking love the Tim Burton movie, and Michael Keaton, to me, I know as time goes on there's a lot of people that will debate this, but to me, Michael Keaton is Batman. He is, when I think of Batman, I think of Michael Keaton. Oddly enough, I think of Michael Keaton, but voiced by I forgot his name. By the guy that did Batman the Animated Series. When I read comic books and I read what Batman's saying, I think of the guy that did the animated series. But again, going on a tangent here, but back to the game. The play control was amazing. Again, really tight controls. It was cool because you could punch people like Batman would do, and then you also had your batarangs, and you had this kind of gun, which it's not really a gun, but it's something that would throw like 3 spreads, like in Contra, and it was really cool. And also Batman would do this really cool wall jump where he would like pew wall jump, and you needed to master that if you wanted to get ahead in the game, because the game is really hard. It was hard when I was a kid, and now that I'm a grown up, I pop this in from time to time, and I have a lot of difficulty playing it because I've heard this before, that as you get older, your reflexes and your hand-eye coordination tends to go. So I don't know if it's that, because I have found that I'm not as good at certain video games as I used to be. I've heard people have the opposite effect, where they were really bad at video games when they were younger, but now that they're older, they tend to get better. But in my case, I've lost the knack. I'm not bad at video games. I'm not as good as I used to be. And I don't know if I should attribute it to old age. I'm getting on years, or if it's because I don't have the practice like I used to. Back then, I played video games every weekend, like I might have mentioned before, I played video games when we would get, me and my brother would get out of the school. There was a video store where we would rent our video games for the weekend. So we would rent video games, or sometimes we knew someone that would lend us a video game, and we played the whole weekend, and it was such a cool time. Now I'm lucky if I'm able to get 2 hours to really play, between work, being a family man, and comic books and movies. My time is really spread out, so it's really hard to focus on one thing, and unfortunately video games are the one that has suffered the most. But from time to time, whenever I get a chance, I like to pop in a game and relive those cool memories. Such a cool game. They made a sequel. They made a sequel to this, which was Return of the Joker, which for a long time I thought was a sequel of the movie, or a middle part between Batman and Batman Returns. So like the Joker somehow survived the fall and he came back. It wasn't until much later that I actually got to play the game that I found out that that wasn't the case. But that one's a lot harder because the play control isn't as tight as in this one. This one is so cool and so perfect in so many ways. In the Vargas score, I would give this a solid 10. This is the difficulty put aside. It's difficult, but it's not. It's not because it's programmed badly. It's difficult. It has a very interesting learning curve, but it's not like rip your hair out hard. I've never actually gotten to the Joker. 30 plus years, I've never been able to get to the Joker, and I've seen videos of people do it, and it's insane that they were able to reach the Joker. But it's one of these things that I wish that I could sit down and play the whole thing through and beat it, because I do play it, but I can't beat it. But enough of me rambling and talking about stuff. You want to see the game? Let's play the game. So I'm going to pause the video, get prepared, because I'm Batman, and we're gonna play some Batman. Okay guys, so here we are in the retro corner. Like I mentioned in the room tour, if you want to play retro games, you need an old TV. And I'm talking one of those old tube TVs that weigh a ton, and they're really hard to move. This is not an as old TV. It's a relatively newer Sony. But if you want to get that nostalgia feeling going, you have to play your old games on these type of TVs. I mean, you can play the older games with a video converter, and you can play them on HD. But I don't know. For me personally, I do think it does bring up all those memories of popping in your video game and tuning it to channel 3 or 4. Like I said, this is a newer one, so it doesn't have the tuners, but the feeling is still the same. So here I am recording this. So what I do here is that I just turn on the TV manually, because I don't have a controller for this TV. No one knows where the controller for this went. And again, I suppose I could get a universal controller, but it's the fact that I actually have to get up and push the on button that brings back those memories. So here's Batman. Take your cart. Blow on the cart, even though it says not to do it on the back there. But if you're an old gamer, you know that that's the way that it worked. Put your game in. Now, my NES is keep in mind that it's kind of old, so this would happen. You would get the flashing lights, so you kind of have to wiggle it. And even then, it doesn't quite grab at the first try. There we go. Close your lid. Always have to close your lid. And there's the kick-ass music. There's the intro. You have Batman. Copyright 1989 by Sunsoft. I'm just gonna let you enjoy that music. you have this little cinematic. Like I said, this is totally based on the Michael Keaton movie, so you have plot elements from that, but then it goes in its own way. So I'm gonna do a quick cut while I set up the camera, and we'll get to play. Okay, so we'll press start, and you get this really cool cutscene that to this day still blows my mind that we're able to do this on the NES. In my young mind, this was like playing a movie. So there's the first bad guy. Okay, so this is Batman's initial weapon, his punches. And there's the wall jump that I was mentioning. You just get close to a wall and press the A button to jump, and you punch with B. So punch, 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 punch. Now, what I need to do here, there we go. I don't know if you know this, but the screen went from blue to a different color, and that means that you have sub-weapons. So if you press the start button, you have your batarangs, a gun, shuriken, and Batman's punches. So for the standard bad guys, you use your punches. And when you come across a flamethrower guy, I switch to the batarang, and it kills them off. But then you have to switch really fast to the punches, because you really have to save your weapons for the more difficult bad guys. So there's some health, which will come really handy later. There I had the gun, so I just wasted ammo. So, nothing here, just flying around. Now, what makes this game hard to me now is that I have to toggle between the start button and the weapons. Like, for example, that guy, if I'm really careful, I can save ammo just by getting close to him. You have to duck so he doesn't hit you. But for example, for this guy, I need the batarang, so I need to get close. Then really fast switch into my punches, so I don't waste ammo that I'm gonna need later. Now, the one good thing about the enemies respawning is that you can just get close to them. You know, you kill them, you move the screen so it scrolls, and then you come back and you can get health or you can get more ammo. So right now I'm just gonna scroll the screen, and these two guys are back. So I can just replenish ammo or health. For example, right now I have 59 batarangs, 59 guns, and 59 shurikens. The 59 is basically in general, so you can only use them like that. But so I'm gonna try to get more stuff, because I'm gonna need it. So that's ammo for the batarang, more batarang ammo. I guess 59 is my limit. I grab something else. There we go. That's good. That's good. I don't want to record the whole playthrough. I just want to record a couple of minutes. So, punch these guys. Now these things are... Yeah, that's the annoying thing, that the enemies respawn. So for example, for that thing I need the shuriken to take it out, because that's a walking mine, so if you get too close, it's gonna walk your way and it's gonna detonate. So now I got some lives. I need the shuriken. There, that's killed. Switch to the punches. I need the... Ah! got me. Oh, need that life. Now this one I don't want to fall all the way down, so I switch to the Batarang. I'm going to take a hit no matter what. I don't know if the camera is getting the actual graphics, but back in the day these graphics were amazing. And like I said, you can play them in HD and they'll look a little better, but I love playing them on... Okay, for this guy I need the shuriken. Oh, let's try the Batarang. There we go. Batarang was better. Oh, there's this fool again. There we go, Batarang. But I took a hit, so... I'm fighting Ryu Hayabusa. But that recreates that scene in the first Batman movie where he encounters the guy with the swords. So here's the bad guy. Looks like Firefly from the comic book. So let's switch to the Batarang. Ah! Ah! I'm gonna die. And I'm dead. Yeah, that was Batman. Now I'm in the worst shape because I don't have any weapons. I'm taking a lot of damage from this guy and I'm not doing anything. I need the shuriken. And I'm dead again. Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to do a whole playthrough. I just wanted to record me reviewing Batman on the NES. To this day, it's still an amazing game. Graphically, it's beautiful. The music, as you can hear, is kick-ass. The play control is really tight. All you really have to get down is the hand-eye coordination. And really press the start button really fast when you need the weapon that you need. And then switch really back to the punches so you don't spend everything. Because when you get to a boss, there's no spawning bad guys that you can get more ammo from, so... You know what, I don't want to give up so easily, so... And now I'm out of weapons. Yeah, this is done. Yeah, this thing can't be beaten without any power-ups. And like I said, you need your... And I'm dead. And game over. So yeah. That's Batman on the NES. Like I said, I don't know if it's that I haven't practiced in a while or that my hand-eye coordination has gone to crap. But amazing game. If you can get the original game on the NES, do it. Do it now. I don't know how much it goes for, but screw it, buy it. It's super cool. It's super fun. But that was my review. Like I said, in the Vargas score, I would give this game a solid 10. It's a lot of fun, and it brings back so many retro memories. So, thanks so much for watching. And until I see you all again, this is Vargas XX78 thanking you and signing out.